You know, I'm honestly starting to kind of like working in the rain here on my world. And it's definitely not by choice. No, it's because it does not stop raining. Why does it always rain on my world? I don't know. I don't know. But you may be wondering, what am I doing right now? And that would be a wonderful question. And the answer to that question is I'm automating a whole bunch of concrete because today we're going to do some building. So hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of Monifactory, where today I would like to do not only a lot of building, but get into the Microverse. For that though, I would like a whole lot more space in my base, and that kind of rhymed. I know I do still have a lot of space to fill up, however, not really for big multi-blocks at the moment. A lot of this is just for small passive things, except for EBFs. I have a lot of space for EBFs, but I don't have any room for distillation towers. Like this room is going to be for chemical reactors, which I'm sure this room's going to fill up. But I wanted a new space, one that would hopefully be protected from the rain, because right now there's not a space for that. So a lot of base building is going to go on for the first part of this episode. So anyways, get your snacks, take your shoes off, get comfortable, and get ready for this episode of Monifactory. So for starters, I would like to get the distillation room / petrochemistry area set up, and I'm going to do that over here above normal chemistry. Now, obviously, there's a bit of a disconnect here, so I'm going to have to fix that, but I don't think it should be that hard. I'm just going to use some stairs. So I'm not going to bore you with me talking about building and whatnot. Instead, I'm going to montage this part. Let's do some building. Yes, I have been working away here. I've been a very busy bee. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep everything I have here, but I have this little walkway, which I think I may change in the future. I'm not super sure how much I like this. It might change. I might just change the pathway to only have this floor. We'll see. But I do have a way to get over to this area from the main room, which the main room is starting to become like the smallest room in the base. But over here, this is not just going to be for distillation and whatnot. I decided I'm going to need a lot more room in general. So specifically, over here, I'm running out of room for like passive processes, like small little machine walls. So I decided to kind of integrate that into this huge room I have. So I'll have a few walls here that can have those, and hopefully this should be enough for the rest of the series. All of these, right? And I think I'm also going to put ore processing / the plat line in one of these rooms. So yeah, lots of space in general. And then I actually, guys, would you believe it? I started working on the outside of the base. I'm not sure how much I like this. A lot of this is going to be done on stream, but it is a start. and there's a new balcony. I've been waiting for this. I needed one of these. Anyways, now we need to work on getting rocket fuel, which is a pretty complicated, long step process, but I'll walk you guys through it. So the way that we are going to be getting rocket fuel is through, I believe, this method. I'm not sure which one is actually more efficient, so I think I'm just going to go for this one because the dimethyl hydrazine is the expensive part, and if we can double how much we're getting from one bucket with just dinitrogen tetroxide. I don't know. This is pretty cheap. This is literally oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen. So if we can double what we get from dimethyl hydrazine with those three chemicals, I think I want to do that. However, this still needs a whole bunch of stuff like methanol, ammonia, hypochlorous acid. So ammonia, I believe, we can get through distilling. We can get through distilling coal gas and also fermented biomass. So I think we're going to go the fermented biomass method. This should be pretty easy. We're going to need a lot of pyrolysis ovens, and I would like these to be pretty fast because I want to make rocket fuel pretty fast because we're going to need a lot of them for the micro miners. And there's going to be a lot of multi-blocks in this episode, so one thing I want to do is set up like a multi-block auto-crafting system. So basically, I want to tell my system, hey, give me everything I need for this multi-block, and it gives me all the stuff I need for that multi-block. Actually, a few of you brought this up in my Discord as well, so I'm going to steal your guys' idea. So I'm going to do this also with an ender chest, so whenever I request it, I can kind of grab it wherever I am. So I can go to the ME system, request whatever I want, and then it'll be in here, and I can check it out from right here. So the way I'm going to do this is with a pattern provider. Now I should be able to just slap this dude right here. Yes, and now I can kind of just tell my system, hey, what if I wanted, for example, I know we're going to need a lot of LCRs. I want my system to make an LCR. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here. I'm going to say this will be a processing pattern. The components are going to be a chemical reactor, 15 PTFE casings, an auto maintenance hatch, for now an HV energy hatch, and then I also want to teach my system how to make ME output hatches, ME input hatches, and buses. So those are also going to go into here. Boom. So this should be everything I need for one LCR. So what I can do now is I can go ahead and I should rename this guy down here. So if I put this pattern into here and say I want an LCR, I have to teach my system how to do the ME stuff first, actually. So now, if I requested an LCR, will it work? I should see all the stuff in here, hopefully here in a second. Yes, look at that. It's all in here. I am going to have to cancel the craft after every one, but I mean, that's not the biggest deal. So I'm going to teach my system a few multi-blocks, and then we're going to get started. So now that I have multi-blocks crafting on demand, I would like to do some distillation of chemicals. So first, there are charcoal byproducts, which give us like a whole bunch of multitude of things that we can distill into multiple things that we're going to need at some point. And I kind of want to just get this out of the way. Methane is one of them. Hydrogen, carbon monoxide. I mean, the wood gas isn't that important. However, I still kind of want to do it. I think the more important one is going to be fermented biomass. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to request like 3 pyrolysis ovens. And I'm also going to make a bunch of distillation towers. So first up is going to be a charcoal byproducts distillation tower. So I'm going to set this up just, I think, like so. I'm going to have it go into the wall, I think, like this. So something like this. This needs to be 5 blocks tall or 6 blocks tall because the output of the distillation tower +1 is going to be how tall it needs to actually be. Oh, my pyrolysis ovens are oh, look at that. My pyrolysis ovens are almost done too. So this is going to have 5 different outputs. So I'm going to have 5 different LV output hatches. And there's a reason I'm not using the ME ones because I don't want these to go into my ME system. These are going to go into bulk storage, I believe. So I think I'm going to run these at, I want to run them at EV. However, I don't know if I can make EV energy hatches. No. I need MPIC chips, which I don't exactly have yet because I need phosphorus doped wafers, which, I guess we could do. This doesn't look that hard. Do I want to do that real quick? Do I want to go on a little tangent? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make MPIC chips because I would really like to have EV energy hatches at this point. So that's gonna need a blast furnace, which I might as well set up a recipe for. I believe all this also has to be in a clean room, which is gonna be. Oh, I also need an EV assembler. So you know what? I should set that up. All right. So I think right here is where I'm gonna put the EBF, and I think we're gonna perfectly overclock this, or soon we will. However, I am going to run this at EV because I do want this to be kind of fast because I want to use these soon. And now I get to use my ME input hatches. Oh, these are going to be so awesome. So the way that these ME buses work is they're basically like interfaces, but they go directly into the machine. So I can just hook these up. And on the input hatch, I'm going to take nitrogen, which I don't have at the moment, but I will soon. And the input bus is going to take small gallium arsenide, 8 phosphorus, and a stack of silicone. So I should see, yes, as soon as the device is online, we're now just missing small piles of gallium arsenide, which I guess we may as well automate gallium arsenide and small piles of gallium arsenide. Should be able to do that just over here. So now I should see over here in this EBF, you have everything you need. Perfect. So now I just need nitrogen. Nitrogen we haven't actually made yet, and we're going to, I think, distill liquid air at some point, which do I actually want to do that now? Yeah, you know what? I think I am going to do liquid air. I probably want this to be kind of fast, so I'm going to do this at EV. Which might not be the best idea, but, whatever. I'm also going to want a vacuum freezer. So I might as well also just do this here. Right? Because I'm going to do the distilling right here as well, which, this is going to have 5 different products and an output bus, which I don't know if that means I need to make this 1 block higher. We'll see. But this is going to give us a lot of nitrogen, which is really awesome. And argon, helium, carbon dioxide. Some of this we don't care about, but the nitrogen is like the main thing. So I think it's gonna be the same size as this one here, so I might as well just repeat. Might as well wall share with this one. So I'm going to have the 5 outputs on each side of these. And this is going to need a lot of stainless steel, but luckily I've been saving up for a long time to do this. So this should be formed. And now this is just going to get liquid air, so I need to put a vacuum freezer somewhere. Do I just want to put it on top? No, I think I'm going to put another distillation tower on top of this, but no idea where I want to put the vacuum freezer. I think I'm just going to put it right here. Then I don't think this actually needs an ME output hatch or anything, because this is going to go directly into the distillation tower right here, so I'm going to use P2Ps for that. Awesome, so that's my vacuum freezer. You should be hooked up perfect. And I'm just going to have the advanced gas collector literally right here. Right, and we'll have it output to here automatically. And I should be able to just hook this guy up to EV power. And I'm going to use fluid P2Ps to get the liquid air from here over to the distillation tower. So yes, the liquid air is already going. Oh, sweet, it already went in there. So now, this with the liquid air should start distilling. Oh, I need an output bus though. Okay. I just spent like the last 30 minutes figuring out exactly how I want to do this. I'm going to have output hatches go into bulk storage. And I already have some of them set up, right? So I actually have none of them set up, but I'm about to. So I'm going to take this. This is the nitrogen, so I'm going to lock all of these as well. And the main purpose of this distillation tower is going to be oxygen. So everything else here is going to count as a secondary input. So go ahead and connect this. You should get your nitrogen. Perfect. And I should now be able to see that in my system. And that should now be going to where there's too many travel anchors around here. The EBF that's making this stuff should be on now. Yes, it has nitrogen. I think it just does it need a circuit? No, this just needs power and we should be good. Yes, so now this is running and this should be making me my phosphorus doped monocrystalline. Look at that name. Phosphorus doped monocrystalline silicone butyl. It's gonna take 5 minutes, but I mean, that's fine. I can go ahead and wait. And I'm also going to level emit this as well. However, I'm going to limit it not to the actual butyl, but to the cut version. So I think I just want to hold 512 of these. I know this is a bit all over the place. This is just all happening all at once. So now what I want to do is I want to go to the clean room. And I think I need to cut these in the clean room. Yeah, I do. I think I'm just going to set this right here. I might want to do P2P for this. Yeah, I'm going to do item P2P for this. So originally, I think I have the output bus right here, which is going to cancel the craft. That's okay. I instead want a just normal output bus. And I'm just going to item P2P this. Yes, and I can go ahead and just set this frequency and then send it directly to the clean room. This is going to export back into the system. So that should cut up these phosphorus doped wafers. This does also need lubricant though. All right, so this is going to get lubricant. It should automatically export into here without any problems. So whenever now we get one of those phosphorus doped pools, it's going to automatically go into this cutter via the P2P tunnel, output into the system, and then now whenever it's done, which is going to be a minute, I'm going to set the cut ones in here, and it should automatically turn off after a certain amount of time. So I'm going to do this in the background, and whenever we get the EV energy hatches, I'm just going to upgrade everything. So now, back to distillation. So the next thing I want is charcoal byproducts, which is going to be a pyrolysis oven with nitrogen, logs, and that should be all I need. So I think I'm going to put the pyrolysis oven in the same spot as the vacuum freezer. So just like I did with the vacuum freezer, I'm going to P2P the charcoal byproducts into where is he? Into this guy right here. So I should be able to do this, and then this should just start running. Perfect. And I think the thing we care about most is the wood vinegar, because that gives us our methanol, our acetic acid, methyl acetate, a whole bunch of stuff from this. So everything else we're going to go ahead and have on void overflow, except for the wood vinegar. So I'm going to take the wood vinegar, give it a frequency. I don't know if it will automatically go into here, sweet. So you're going to distill and make a whole bunch of stuff. And I think a lot of this we're going to send to bulk storage, actually. I know the methanol we definitely want to ethanol and then the acetic acid as well. Awesome. So this distillation tower is completely set up for wood vinegar. There's a few others like wood tar, but I'm not sure if we need anything from wood tar at the moment. I might as well set these up. So you know what? I'm going to set up a few more distillation towers. It'll be a quick little montage and I'll be back. I don't think my inventory has ever been as cluttered as it was while doing all of that distillation tower stuff. Holy moly, please just get it empty. But yes, it is finally time to mix all of the rocket fuel together. However, I do kind of want to explain exactly what went down. Where there's too many travel anchors. I messed up, but it's too late to change it. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, which, I guess I should probably mute these, but I kind of like the bubbling sound. I really do. I think I'll just turn it down. I like the bubbling, but it's a little loud. So there are now 3 pyrolysis ovens. One is making fermented biomass, one is making coal gas, one is making charcoal byproducts, all of which are all being distilled, all of which are being sent through. There's a lot of P2Ps as well that are being sent into bulk storage. I'm not going to explain every single one, but everything that we can distill from fermented biomass, charcoal byproducts, and what was the other one? And coal gas. It's all being fermented. So let me go ahead and go down to garbage collection. So I decided that some of these aren't really going to have primary sources, so they don't all have like 2 different super tanks for themselves. Like carbon monoxide, are we really going to be making this? Right, it's fine. This should be fine. And if we need to, we can use level emitters. But we have a whole bunch of stuff in here now. We have a lot of methanol, which is exciting. A lot of nitrogen. And there's a lot of stuff over here too. A lot of methane, ammonia. So we're looking pretty good. A lot of ethyl benzene too, which we'll need once we get to IV. A lot of this, I think we can also do like garbage collection for, change it, move it into some, or take it and move it and change it into something else with other machines. So enough yapping away. It's time to do some chemistry. So as you guys might recall from the beginning of this episode, I need dimethylhydrazine and dinitrogen tetroxide. Now we're going to do the harder thing first, dimethylhydrazine. We have ammonia and we have methanol. And look, this mixed diluted hydrochloric acid, which we set up last episode to distill back into hydrochloric acid. But hypochloric acid, we do not have. So we're going to go ahead. We don't have any mercury. Is there an easy way of getting mercury? Distilling redstone. Do I want to do that? Do I want to set up a quick little centrifuge for this? I think I do. Awesome. This is going to make me mercury, which actually is pretty sweet. And also a whole bunch of ruby. I think ruby is actually kind of important because this we used to make energium. Yeah, so I'm going to want to keep a lot of that. Anyway, so now dimethylhydrazine should be pretty easy to do. Usually it would use 2 to 1 of our chlorine. And it would make diluted hydrochloric acid, which I guess now it won't. But this way, we get 1 to 1 for our chlorine for just the price of mercury and water, which is fine by me. The less chlorine we use, the better. And I'm also going to start labeling what I'm making here via storage monitors. Awesome, so now I can see we have 128 buckets of polytetrafluoroethylene. First up, dimethylhydrazine. We have everything except for hypochlorous acid, so we'll start with that. And actually, now I should be able to get my EV energy hatches because I've been letting my my stuff go. Yes, I have 512 of these. Which one of these do I need for the EV hatch? It's the MPIC, which is a brown lens. So just over here, I should be able to take a laser. I guess I already had a laser engraver here, didn't I? It's fine. I can go ahead and make another one. And I want this. Get my phosphorus doped wafers. You're going to be on import. You should start working as soon as I give you power. Yes, and this has to be an EV, does it? Uh-oh. That's not good. I need an EV cutter? I suppose I do. What does an EV cutter entail? Oh, geez. Okay. I need ultimate, which I guess is something I should probably passive anyway. Yeah, it's nothing I don't have. Let me go ahead and passive that. So this also brings up the question is, I need a place for HV mixers. Do I want to move them up here, or do I want to move them in the new area? I think I'm going to do the new area. Awesome, so now I'm making ultimate. My system should be able to see it, and now I just need a blast furnace for it, which I think I'm just going to use this one right here. So this on circuit 2, and I should be good. Yes, awesome. All right, so it's been a few days since that last cut where I made ultimate, and I've been running the world just a little bit. How much ultimate do I have? 115. That should be enough to make that EV cutter. So now if I go into here, I'm gonna have to get EV power into here, which I don't think is actually gonna be all that bad because we have P2P. Should be able to just connect you up. You should be getting power perfect. And then I'm gonna have these sent straight into here. And then you just need lubricant. Awesome, and you're gonna make my MPIC chips, which I think I'm just gonna store in my system and have a machine controller turning this off whenever I get a certain amount of these in the system. Which, this really reminds me, I gotta completely redo this clean room because here pretty soon we're gonna be making different circuits, so a clean room redo is definitely imminent. Awesome, so this machine should turn off whenever we get 64 MPIC chips, but now can I make my EV hatches? I hope so. Oh, it needs an EV assembler. I need one of those too. So I'm gonna set up an EV assembler with a pattern provider on it, and I'm gonna call this EV assembler. And of course, this is our first clean assembler that we have for auto crafting. So I should be able to now teach my system how to do all of this. And now I should be able to get my EV energy hatches, which is gonna be awesome. Can I make 10 of them? Oh, that's a buffer issue, but I can make, like, I'm gonna make like 5 of them. Oh, check that out. Okay, now, after like 10 minutes of nothing, at least in the video, a few hours for me, and like a million different tangents, it's fine to get it's time to get rocket fuel. I have been waiting so long to do this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I already apparently have an LCR set up here. I need to get a few more. So first up, we're going to make the dimethylhydrazine, which we have ammonia, we have methanol, we just need hypochlorous acid, which is going to be chlorine and water, or we could do mercury, water, and chlorine. And this, I think we can just run at HV. And I think this is something I actually want to store in bulk storage, like a decent amount of it. So we're going to do P2P and 2 garbage collection for this. And we're going to have our ME input hatch. And that should be all this thing needs. So you want to store this, you want to store this, and you want to store this. I don't know if this super duper needs a frequency. Or I don't know if that needs a circuit. Also, my system can't see mercury. I need to fix that. All right, so now in chemistry, are you going to start running? You might not. Oh, you already have. Sweet, awesome. And this we're going to send to bulk storage. And this is never a byproduct, so we can just go ahead and give it 1 storage cell. It doesn't need 2. Awesome, perfect. So now we're storing hypochlorous acid, and I want void disabled on this. So now we should be able to make our dimethylhydrazine pretty easily. We're going to do it this way, and this we're going to overclock at EV. So I just need to make a second chemical reactor. And dimethylhydrazine, we don't really need to buffer that much of, so I think I'm just going to storage bus it probably. And now, as soon as we make dinitrogen tetroxide, we should be good to go. So just another chemical reactor. And then this one needs a circuit. So this, I think it was circuit 2. Nope, it was not circuit 2. It was circuit 3. And this should start going perfect. And we're making dinitrogen tetroxide and water. The water I want to avoid. See, I kind of wish they switched this around. So I'm going to storage bus the dinitrogen tetroxide because it's literally only used for rocket fuel. And the water we can just trash. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so I mean, that should be pretty much everything. Now I literally just need to mix the rocket fuel, which doesn't need to be too fast. We're probably just gonna do this at MV. It feels a little anticlimactic just putting a thing for rocket fuel in the machine wall, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I just need dinitrogen tetroxide and also dimethylhydrazine, and then a pump. Oh, how I've been looking forward to this. Boom, import, you should be, yes, rocket fuel. And this we're gonna put in a super tank. Haha, check that out, we have rocket fuel. And we're making it pretty fast too. So now my system should be able to see rocket fuel and we should be good to go. So next up, it's time to make the micro miners. So I could sit here and I could just manually craft all the micro miners, but where in the world is the fun in doing things manually? Personally, I'd rather watch something do it for me. So there are ways that people do this where they will do, like I did with multi-block crafting, and they'll craft a microminer and have it be processed for the ores. However, I want to do something a little bit different because this is the way I like to play. Whenever I play a mod pack and there's some sort of quarry system, I usually have a lever with an on-off switch for the quarry system, and that's kind of what I want to do. So I want to have a lever or some sort of control panel with a microminer being set, which I guess I don't really have a microminer at the moment, so I'm going to use the shulker prediction for the placeholder. So pretend this is a microminer, and I want to have those ores being processed and run through the microminer whenever this lever is on. And whenever it's off, I want it off. So when I want to do that for all the different levels of microminers, so I have the levers for the different ones. Let's say I want the tier 1 on and the tier 3 on. I need a certain amount of those ores. However, I don't want them on when they're off. Now, I'm hoping I'm not biting off more I can chew with the system, but this is the way I like to do it. I think it's fun. So that's how I'm going to try and implement at least the tier 1 today, but we are going to craft the tier 2 today, but we're not going to be able to automate it. Tier 1, however, I think we should be able to. Now, it's not going to be very practical until we get ore processing, but we are going to get that, hopefully here pretty soon. So first things first is I think I am going to teach my system how to make a microminer. Boom. That's the microminer. I feel like that should be a quest. It's looking like I gotta do some other stuff, like hold a bucket of stuff. Right now, though, I need to make the Microverse projection chamber, which I think needs Microversium, which we should be able to automate. It's just a blast furnace. We can perfectly overclock this. Just gonna slap down an EBF over here. Huh. I guess we don't have any deuterium, so I guess we should probably set something up for that. We just need to centrifuge either ender air, which we're not gonna do just yet, or we can centrifuge hydrogen, which I think I'm gonna do this in the basement. Awesome, so now we're making deuterium. So now, oh, this blast furnace is already running. Sweet. So we're gonna store some microversium, which I don't think we really need that much microversium at once. And I think I'm just gonna store 512 of this, and that should be plenty. So now that I have microversium and a micro miner, I should be able to make the projector, the tier 1 projector that is. And this, I think we can just run it. Does it need to be run at EV? Yeah, we have to run it at EV. Alrighty, so I have everything crafted, and I think I'm just gonna put these up here. So I have my vacuum freezers over there. I'm probably gonna set the microverse dudes right here, if I had to guess, at least until we get the bigger ones. So I just gotta build this thing up. Alright, so this thing is formed. So on the input hatch, we need rocket fuel. And the input bus we're gonna hold off on. EV power. So you should be getting power. Awesome, sweet. So as soon as I connect this up, will you be getting rocket fuel? You will. So if I were to grab my micro miner, it should run. Though I do think it does need some other stuff, doesn't it? Yes, so for this mission, we're going to need quantum flux and a chest or a gemstone sensor. So we're going to want to have these on passive. Quantum flux seems pretty simple. I just need to passive a whole bunch of stuff. So let me go and do all of that. Should be simple enough. I just need to automate pulsating crystals, which I don't think I have pulsating iron on passive, or at least the liquid. So I need to extract that. All right, so I am now extracting pulsating iron. Just have to store it. Autoclave for the pulsating crystals, which this we don't need to store that much of. Awesome, so you are now making me pulsating crystals, which I can then turn into quantum flux. Ah, sweet. Alright, so now that I am making quantum flux, I do want to store a lot of this. The problem is pulsating crystals are going to be a bit annoying to do, because I don't think we're making pulsating iron really that fast. So now this begs the question of how do I want to set up that system that I mentioned earlier. Right now, I could just manually put stuff into here, and that would be kind of boring, right? I don't really particularly want to do that. So like I said, I want to have a control panel for the different micro miners to turn them on and off and have the ores being processed. Now, this isn't going to be the most practical either right now, but whenever we get ore processing, it's going to be very nice. So I'd rather do that now while I'm on the topic of micro miners. However, before that, I kind of want to get a tier 2 micro miner, and there's a good reason for it. So in order to get the wireless terminal from AE, I need an EV emitter, which needs a quantum eye, which needs radon. Now, radon you're going to get from radon salt, which comes from the tier 2 micro miner. To make this, we're going to need a whole bunch of titanium and whatnot, which this isn't that big of a deal. In fact, what I'm going to do is have it as a processing pattern. And I'm just going to manually craft it because I really want this. I need a canner for this. This is whack. Okay, whatever. Because I really want wireless AE at this point. And then now I should have everything I need almost. Boom. So that's all gonna start. And hopefully this won't take too long, but it should show up inside of this black ender chest whenever it's done. Because I put it in the multi-block pattern because I'm just gonna have to do this manually for right now. And I already have the advanced crafting table for this as well. Ah, yes, look at all of that. So now tell me, can I make this? Oh, as a matter of fact, I can. Sweet. So this, along with 2 pieces of quantum flux, should get me the little bit of radon that I need. There we go. Sweet. So now you're running. It is our first foray into the microverse. That's a lot of ore. I'm getting a lot of tungsten, which all of this I'm just going to send into the ME system for now. It's almost done. Yes. Awesome. So now do I have my radon salt? Oh, check that out. So I'm going to automatically electrolyze this because I don't think radon salt. Yeah, radon salt is literally only used to make radon gas. Let's go ahead and set this right here. You should be working. Yes. Awesome. So now I'm getting my radon gas, which means I can now make quantum eyes, which means I can get wireless AE. Oh, I've been waiting for this. So I should be able to just teach my system how to make everything wireless. I think I need a quantum bridge, if I'm not mistaken. A quantum ring, rather. Ooh, which does actually need quantum stars, which I guess I should also get done. Yeah, we might as well automate nether stars too. So nether stars in this pack aren't that bad to do. I think we just need, yeah, all of this stuff on passive, which is also not the end of the world. You know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that right now. All right, I could sit here and bore you with all this miscellaneous automation and whatnot, but I'm just going to quickly montage this because we have everything we need for wireless AE. It's just a matter of passive this, passive that. So you should hear music. It's time for a little mini montage. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly talk about how the quantum ring and stuff works. And I know this episode is supposed to be about microminers, and here I am setting up wireless AE. But honestly, wireless AE is more important to me at the moment. So I'm going to need, the way it works in this way, it's a little weird, it's a little different, but I need a quantum ring to set up to my wireless connector or my wireless AE thing. So what you can actually do is you can make an extended terminal. So I have all different terminals inside of this guy, which whenever I link it, it should work. But I think I need a wireless access point to link it. We should be able to go ahead and make that. However, that's not all. We also need a quantum bridge. So that I should be able to set down somewhere. I think for now, I'm just going to put it underneath the base. So I should be able to like just set it somewhere here, like right here, like that. And then you should work. The device should be online. And then I'm going to need a singularity. And the whole, I think I'm not going to explain the singularity thing that much because that one is in normal AE. But basically, you have to make a singularity, explode it, and put it in the quantum bridge. So what I need to do is take my matter condenser, and I'm going to use an I/O port for this with a storage bus. And you'll see why here in just a second. So I'm going to quickly just power this network. Hey, no, not that. All I want to do is power this network. And if I go ahead and grab my infinite cobblestone cell and put it into here, and I think I need a 64K thing in here. So as soon as I do this, yes, we can see that the energy is just going up and up and up because of the infinite cobblestone that's going into there. That's not broken at all, though. I want to make singularities, though, not matter balls. So I think I'm just going to make a few of these. I'm going to let this run for a little bit. But what I have to do now is take my tiny TNT. I don't think this should blow anything up. I also need some ender dust. And I should be able to just light this up, and I should get the singularities I need. So one of these is going to go into this guy, which I now need to link. It's going to go ahead and set this guy right here, and I should be able to link it like this. Yes, so now you're linked. You're still not going to work. Yeah, I can't actually see anything on my system, but what I can do is I can put this guy in here. I need to put one into here as well. And I need a quantum bridge card. No, wait, I think that just worked. I don't think I need the quantum bridge card, do I? I think just in case I am going to make the bridge card. And I believe this just needs to go into here. I could be wrong, but it looks like we now have wireless AE, which is absolutely awesome. So now I also have access to literally everything else, so I no longer need to go over here for anything, which is amazing. This is awesome. So I believe the length of this episode is telling me to go ahead and wait on the micro miner logic. So I am going to do that same idea with the control panel and whatnot. However, I think under reinspection of what it would really give me at the moment, I don't know if it's worth the effort until we get ore processing. I'd rather put time into actually getting there to ore processing. So we're going to wait on that until, we actually need it. So that is going to be the end of today's episode. So if you guys did enjoy, please make sure to hit the like button down below. It really makes me happy. Helps me out. Hit subscribe if you want to see more of me and more Monifactory. And I will see you guys in the next episode of Monifactory. Later.